everybody. My name is John DePietro.
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camper Report Show.
And on this Camper Report Show, where we're somewhat close to the holidays, we're going to show you something that is really cool with RV gift giving. We're talking with our friends from Lido, luxury in the outdoors.
Oh, interesting. Well, I've got two of our friends on. I'll be interviewing them later tonight, in fact. Chris Doherty and Randy Murray, who are launching a nationwide podcast called Talkin RVs, and they're two of the nicest, smartest, most polite master technicians in our industry.
No question. You know, the cool thing about those two is that they actually know what they're talking about. And so many people in this RV industry get up in front of it because anybody can have a podcast.
Yeah.
If you've got a computer, but those guys, they know their stuff. And like you said, they are great guys. And
no pretentiousness. They just, whoever they can help, whenever they can help them.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
They are fantastic people. Yep.
No question. And tell people where we get our news, because we've got some very interesting news segments coming.
From Rick Kessler at RV Business and Ben Quiggle at Woodall's Campground Magazine.
Right here.
This section without them.
Right here on the Camp Report Show. Stay with us, everyone. RV enthusiasts require specialized insurance and warranty solutions. RVerinsurance.com and Wholesale Warranties stand prepared to address the distinct health insurance, RV insurance, and RV warranty needs of every RVer. Renowned for its exceptional service in offering health insurance for RVers who often venture beyond their coverage zones, RVerinsurance.com has partnered with Wholesale Warranties to ensure a similar standard of expertise and attention when procuring an RV extended warranty for your new or pre-owned travel trailer, fifth wheel, or motorhome. So start securing your peace of mind today by visiting wholesalewarranties.com/RVer insurance or RVerinsurance.com. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Camp Report Show. This is our news segment. My name is John DePietro, joined alongside Bob Zagami. And Bob, you know what? Start off some bad news, but there's some good news as well. But the bad news is one of the titans of the industry, Pete Legal, who was the founder of Forest River, has recently passed. And you go back with him way, way back. Talk about your recollections.
Yeah, it's a fun story. Great guy, and has built a massive company that he, along the way, sold to Berkshire Hathaway and still kept control and ran it. Warren Buffett left him alone, but he started Forest River in 1996, which was the year that I started writing for the original RV News with Don McGarry and Dan Holt. And I was a flamethrower at the time and wrote some pretty challenging articles about the RV industry. And Pete would call me because even to his last days, Pete Legal did not have a computer on his desk, and he believed in.
Wait a minute. This is how many billion-dollar company is it?
Oh, I don't know. It's God, I don't know if it said. It is multi-billion. That's for sure.
Multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
And here is the founder and the guy who's running the show. Doesn't have a computer.
Nope, but he got more done without the computer than most people do with the computer. So, but I would occasionally get a call from Pete on something that I wrote, and his favorite line was, "You write what the rest of us would like to say." It's a closed industry. You have to be careful, but I always appreciate that from Pete, and had built just a great company. And he understood that he was sick and had been sick for a while, but over the last year or two, he undertook a tremendous reorganization of the company to get the right people in place. They rebranded over the last couple of years with a new logo.
New logo, yeah.
And how they put them on their coaches, their motorhomes, and their buses, and their trailers and pontoon division. Yeah, they got all kinds of things that they make out in that area. and he was very well respected. So we certainly will miss Pete Legal.
The ironic part about that whole thing is that he worked for other companies and they got merged and he got fired a few times, et cetera.
Yeah.
But he built his first RV with his own two hands in his backyard and then brought it to Louisville. And you and I have been to Louisville many, many times. It's a giant, giant show. But he was selling them stuff out in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
You know,
a classic American success story because he
yep,
did have some challenges early on. He did get fired. I remember when he was with Cobra Vans before Forest River was ever thought of,
yep.
and he challenged the industry at all those points. He wanted to do it better, and they are one of the largest RV manufacturers in the world.
Yep, absolutely no question. So
Yeah,
we'll keep our eye
good
on
man.
that. We know it's in good
Yes.
hands. We know our friend Doug Geddard is up there
Yeah.
near
Doug,
the
Doug
top of
is
that pyramid.
he's running all the RV
Yep.
products are under Doug now. He used to have motorized and towables, but he's got them
So
all.
we go from the huge to smaller companies like Sunset Park RV just acquired our friends at Riverside. And if I recall correctly, is Riverside the one that our friend from New England used to be president, Mark um,
Mark Lucas.
Lucas? Was he at
Yeah.
Riverside? They were building those
Uh,
steel frame units that looked like the old ones.
that was that was Holiday. I think he brought back the Holiday name, Holiday Comic. He
Yeah.
had that. I'm not sure if that was part of
I remember
Riverside.
Riverside
But
being,
Riverside did make, and one of their more popular lines are retro units
yep,
that look like the old Shastas and the old Coachman products
they were
uh, for years.
steel reinforced, if I
Yeah,
recall.
it's going to be interesting to see how it goes out. It sounds like they got a big manufacturing facility of 155,000 square feet.
It's
Um,
nice.
they traditionally are in smaller dealers. We have Mickelson in Vermont that has the Sunset Park brand. So I don't know if they'll be merging the two brands or they'll just leave the dealer setup. It just sounds like it was time for Riverside to sell out, and they sold all the assets to Sunset Park. So you may not see many
Yeah.
changes with the two brands and who they choose to have sell them.
Just what we need, more brands in the RV industry.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
enough to
exactly.
confuse the public as is.
Yeah,
So, speaking of brands in the RV industry, our friend Chris Andro at Hemlock Hill down in Connecticut just is the immediate past president of the RV Dealers Association. The RVDA just had their convention last week in Las Vegas, and from all reports that we see from our friend Travis Pryor and Rick Kessler at RV Business, things are looking up.
they are. Of course, it was after the election. Usually we're in Las Vegas during the week of the election, and we all wind up sitting at the bar watching the results all night. But this was the week after, which was a strong point for the industry. The industry overall is very conservative. They're very pro-business. They're very pro uh, entrepreneurs. We have a lot of the RV dealerships started as family businesses, and it allowed them to kind of go there and shake off the dust of the last 2 years. The last
I
two
think it's more
years,
like moss, Bob.
yeah, Moss,
More like moss than dust because
yeah.
the
So it
dust
was
has
two
been there.
years that were very
Well,
difficult.
you know, let,
Inflation,
let's be very, very, very clear here. Those years of 21 and 22 with those ridiculous numbers really shouldn't be standard numbers because, after COVID came through, everybody was buying everything that
right?
they could
Yeah,
produce. And I said it during that time. I said, the problem with these huge numbers is that when it normalizes, which seems to be doing right now, um, you're going to look like you're way down from the big years. And on paper you are, but the reality is that those big years were the aberration. Is that a good one? They weren't
yeah,
the norm.
yeah,
They
yeah.
weren't.
It's really and if they had good business practices before the height of the 500,000 units a year and settled back to 250. And they made a lot of new customers in those 2 years. So did you retain the customers? Did you get them back into the parts and accessory store? Did you get them back into service? So although sales of new units may have dropped, you should have seen the accessories go up. You should have seen service go up with a lot of the new customers. But the feeling, and we didn't go this year, but the feeling of all the people that we talked to since then, that there was a buzz that it'll stay pretty much stable for the last 2 months of the year. They're not going to get a lot of shipments, but it's going to be able to kind of right the ship a little bit. And then come the first quarter of 25, the consumer shows in the spring should be fantastic, because the other thing that we have is this pent-up demand of 2 years of people that just weren't going to pull the trigger. They didn't know what was going to happen with their jobs, the houses, with inflation, with the uncertainty across the world itself. So I think what you're going to see come that first quarter, you're going to start to see the cycle go up, and they should have a very good year in 25. Yeah.
Well,
in fact, Chris Andrew, who was in fact the convention chair, he kind of coined a term. He's calling it strive for 25. So
thrive in 25.
Yeah.
Thrive in 25. So
thrive in 25. Yeah.
There we go. Now, one more topic, and this is a fun one. We're looking ahead to this weekend. We jump to the south, jump on a plane and head down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for the college football tailgate party of the year at LSU. Now, I have been to Penn State. I've been to Notre Dame. I've been to Syracuse many times. Boston College isn't even close when it comes to this. But everybody said, if you want to go tailgating, you got to go to an SEC school. And we're not making it to Alabama this year. We're not making it to Clemson. Oh, they're on the list. But we're going to LSU. And we will have our cameras, and we're going to show you everything that we can show you in a family-rated show. But, they say the RVs start showing up on Wednesday, and the game isn't until Saturday night at 7:45. And we're going to be in that parking lot early Saturday morning. We're going to be talking to RVers. We're going to show you stuff you ain't never seen before.
Now, are you flying on that now bankrupt airline?
I am flying on that airline.
Big yellow planes.
Big yellow plane. It includes the seat that I got an upgrade. It includes a parachute and goggles.
Oh, good.
So,
good.
In case anything. But here's the deal: $99 round trip from Boston to New Orleans.
That's why they're going bankrupt, John.
That's got to go bankrupt. So, you know what? Look at we've got some people that we're working with, a company called, what is the name of the company here? It's called Tailgate Connect, tailgateconnect.com. And they're setting us up with 3 of the biggest tailgates. So if you want to go to any tailgate at like 25 major schools throughout the United States, go to tailgateconnect.com. And you don't even have to bring the grill. You just go, and these people, they just cook and cook and cook. And I hear that there's some alcoholic beverages involved as well, but I'll be working.
On a college campus?
I'll be working. Well, you know what? The interesting you bring that up. It's not really the college kids. It's the adults that, that
the parents of the kid.
Exactly.
They want to go to a party. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going to bring you all that story next week right here on the Camp Report Show. And Bob, one more time, where do we get our other news stories?
RV Business with Rick Kessler, Woodall's Campground Magazine with Ben Quiggle.
Stay with us, everyone. We've got a great show lined up for you right here on the Camp Report Show.
Attention all RVers. Say goodbye to roof worries and hello to worry-free travel with RV Roof Magic. This revolutionary liquid butyl roof coating is specially formulated to protect your RV from the elements, to extend its lifespan and prevent leaks. With simple application and outstanding results, RV Roof Magic is the go-to choice for RV owners seeking superior roof protection. Don't let roof maintenance issues hold you back. RV Roof Magic is the only liquid butyl rubber in the world that offers a one-coat, no-primer coverage and a 10-year warranty. Visit rvroofmagic.com/RVLife and extend your roof another 18 to 20 years.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Camp Report Show. My name is John DePietro. You know, one of the cool things about coming to the Camp Report Show, I get to and work and interview some of the coolest people that you'd never get to meet otherwise. And I'm sure that you'd agree that campers are cool. And here is Carol Ackett.
Hi.
And everybody pronounces her name A-Cut, but it's wrong, so we got it right. It's Carol. And Carol is not only a business owner, she's also a camper. And tell us, Carol, a little bit about your background. You've got some years. Yeah, a while. Pretty unique business.
Yeah. So after camping with 2 little kids and going with all our friends and eating lots of hungry mouths after several years, not finding products that made sense to me for my needs, especially like tablecloth and white block that was very sturdy, I decided to launch my own products, and we launched, our first launch was our Lido tablecloth, which is an oilcloth. It's long enough to fit
Look at this.
any tablecloth, any table in a campground.
And if you spill, no big deal. You just wipe it off. Okay. Now, you said Lido. People think that's a place in Venice or in Paris, but that's L-I-D-O. L-I-T-O. That must mean something.
Luxury in the outdoors.
See, folks, there is a meaning to everything. Luxury in the outdoors. And this comes in a sizes and colors. And that's
So it's a one size fit all. So because we literally went around and measured all the different tables at state parks, national parks.
what's it? Every picnic table in America.
And guess what? All the tables are different.
Right.
All different shapes, thicknesses, lengths.
Right.
So we picked a size that would fit nearly every table you'll encounter.
But you got clicks for it too.
And right inside the bag.
Okay.
And it comes with the bag. So every tablecloth comes with a bag. So you can store it away.
Took it to the
And
table.
these keep it from blowing away in the wind, which people love.
And this is what my wife has us for years. So, then, Carol, the other thing we figured out, because we've noticed it right here, we should say that we are at the America's largest art show. It's your first time here.
My first time here is so fun.
You notice all the people, the dogs, and strollers. And isn't that a very natural segue into product number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a dog party.
And light up one.
Okay.
So, both the little doggy, the little poop bags there.
Oh, poop bags, very
So the
important.
dog
Right?
carries their own poop bags, which people really dig.
And she's even trained her dogs to clean up their own mess.
I know, it's amazing.
It's amazing what happens in California.
It's amazing. It's true.
Now, you can't let the dog run loose on the campground.
That's right.
So they want
I'm matching light up leash, but also we have this is our 6 foot, and then we have a 20 foot, and this is the real camping leash. And the reason is because at night when you're at the campsite, you have to have your dog on leash. So 20 feet, it lights up so you don't trip over it when you're hanging around the campfire. But your dog is allowed to roam around and be free and enjoy him or herself, and you get to see where your dog is and keep them safe. This is great for the city too when you're walking at dusk. And then we have it matching colors that also light up. We have 6 colors. This is just one of them.
also for your dogs.
Yes. So if you're going hiking or a little picnic backpack, you just flip it on. It comes with a little hook. And we have 3 sizes, 4 colors.
Colors.
Everything matches.
Colors.
That's part of our line. It's like everything goes.
And after you spend most of the day caring for your dog, this is the time to care for yourself.
That's correct.
Okay, and this holds only water.
Well, it also holds wine.
Wine. That's absolutely amazing. And wine
And
glass.
it keeps it cold, the right temperature for a long time.
Put it in the fridge for a while.
Well, you put the wine in.
Yeah.
Keep this keep it cold because stainless. But here's another little catch. Another good coffee.
We should demonstrate.
Yeah, we should.
Do a 3-hour show and demonstrate.
Yeah, we should.
Okay. Now, where can people find these products? How can they avail themselves of these products?
So on our website, which is Lito, Lito,
Lito.
luxury.com.
Luxury.com.
Luxury.com. It's also, you can find it at luxuryantheoutdoors.com as well. It all goes to the same place.
Are there any retail stores that carry products?
We are in the Yosemite National Park.
Okay.
And we're working on some very big retailers right now. So stay tuned.
Okay. Is this another product?
Yeah, I mean, these are just some. We have even more products, but yes. So this is a nice little picnic set.
For the Boy Scout or Girl Scout.
That's right. So if you want to go on a little hike and bring food with you, you have a little set.
Because it's all carry in and carry out, right? So you don't want to bring plastic and leave it there.
That's right.
So that's that. And we've got a nice bag that will carry a lot of
This bag comes with anyone. If you give a 20-foot leash, this comes with it.
Oh, okay.
That's the green leash right there.
Yeah. And we should also say that the leashes come in wide, leashes and collars come in wide varieties.
Inside for everyone's dog.
Okay. So tell us about your next camping.
We are going to go up to Santa Barbara, that's close to Los Angeles, in November. A little November. A few families are going together.
Okay.
In Santa Barbara. So I think that's our next one.
Of course, you will use the RV Lights travel planner to
100%.
plan your route. And anything else you want to tell us?
Well, we have a lot of other products. Thank you for showing the ones we do have here. We have really cool chairs that are really 2 pounds.
Those chairs that fold into virtually nothing,
Yeah,
right?
and they don't weigh a lot, and they're all cute colors. Our whole line matches.
And they have a 400-pound weight limit for camping. Or something like that. We shouldn't tell them it's a weight limit, but, campers are not exactly people that have spent a lot of time hiking. Although you hike.
I do. And we have little folding tables, all kind of fun stuff, and beautiful solar lights. So it's really about making the campsite beautiful, because camping is a special thing. Like ours, we should embrace the moment. We have our wine or our beverage of choice around the campfire. That's the whole point. And talk to your friends.
There we go. So, as part of the Camping Report, we want to thank Carol for joining us today. We'll let you know that all of her products are available at the little sign right down there, LitoLuxury.com. And now back to you in the studio.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Camper Report Show, and I've got 2 really good friends here with us this week. Thought I'd try to do something different. I don't normally have 2 guests, but these 2 guests, Christopher Doherty RV Consulting, and the RV PhD. He's the one that looks really clean shaven and the nice shirt. I think he bought a new shirt for tonight's show. And then Randy Murray, who John likes to call what does he call you? Led Zeppelin or
ZZ Top.
Oh, ZZ Top, right.
It might be the beard.
And they have just launched. They've been veterans of the industry for many years. I'll have them go over their backgrounds if you don't know them. If you don't know them, you want to tune into the new podcast called Talkin RVs. And Chris, I think I'll start with you. What gave you the idea?
Randy. You know what? I had thought a little bit about it, from time to time, and I said, just, it's too bad there's not a car talk for the RV space, right? And and those guys are great. I just always loved that show on NPR. And I said, maybe it would be something that we could do, but I always kept it in the back of my head. I really didn't go anywhere with it. And here we are at Hershey, right? This year, 2024.
Yeah.
And I'm with Randy. We're walking up to the Giant Center. He says, "Come here for a minute." And we step over to the side over by where the mobile ambulance thing is, for the show. And he says, "What would you think about doing a car talk for RVs?" And I just started laughing. I said, "You know what? I've had that in the back of my mind for years and just never went anywhere with it." And so, here we are. So we just decided to go for it and launch it up there.
So, Randy, what made you think of it?
So, working in the RV world, we spend lots of Sundays behind the wheel of a vehicle, usually moving something or getting to the next venue or gig or wherever you may be working, to be there for Monday morning. And so, a big part of my life became listening to, and this is pre-podcast days. These are like these cell phones. I mean, this is back when I was still using a map. A big part of Sunday morning would be listening to the Car Talk guys on NPR or the public radio station, and then like Prairie Home Companion. And I look forward to that time of my travel to listen to those guys. Click and Clack, they just did a great job, and their dynamic on the radio was a lot of fun. And you'd learn things, and it was just a fun way to spend an hour and a half on Sunday morning. So kind of always kept that to heart. And then podcasts kind of started doing what they were doing. And I was like, this would be a great platform to get something like that going. And I wouldn't need a radio, I wouldn't need a whole lot except for a microphone and someone really cool to do it with. And knowing Chris for as long as I have, and one of the smartest guys I know when it comes to this. And like at Hershey, he's literally next door to where I'm working doing these seminars. So I'm like, dude, I got to ask this guy and see if maybe he's got, he might want to do something crazy like me. And he's like, yes, let's do it. I'll call you in a month. And here we are.
Well, you're off to a really strong start, and you both have your own individual followings. So you kind of mix that up. I think it's going to have a great future. Chris, go back to your very early days. Tell us a little bit about how you get into the business, and you've stayed in it for X number of years. You've done a couple of things differently, but tell us what you got.
Well, kind of started out as I was about knee high to a duck and in diapers. And no, but in all seriousness, and that is, I started RVing when I was a little kid. Our family was into it, and back in the early 70s, and so I pretty much stayed with it most of the time. And I went to college, and I got in the fire service. Well, actually, a little bit before I went to college, but then when I was there, a friend of mine from Yonkers Fire and I bought this old Coleman pop-up and restored it. And that was kind of my reintroduction into it from my own standpoint. And I've been with it ever since. I don't know how many RVs I've had. I really enjoy working on them and doing that kind of stuff. And so one thing led to another. I ended up being a full-timer for a number of years, and I got involved at this great campground in Rhinebeck, New York, which had an RV dealership at the time also. And so I started working part-time there while I was working at the firehouse, and started my own business through that and whatnot. And the years have ticked on. So I've done a lot of different things. And
how many years?
Well, that was when I started actually working in the business was 1998. And
24 and 26 years.
Yeah. So that's
not
how
bad.
long I've been at it.
Yeah.
And
you've done well. Randy, how about you?
I like it. Chris is modest too, because he's like a level 4 master certified RV technician, and like there's not too many of those guys in the country. So he's being a little modest right now.
He is.
There's a lot. Yeah. I think there's a fair number of master techs out there, but it took me a long time to get there. And I didn't do it before RVTI came along, and then they didn't have it for a while. So if you were a master tech before, you got grandfathered in. And then they finally updated the program, said, okay, you can get your master now. This is how you got to do it. And so I spent the last year and a half, I spent about a year and a half getting all the training done to do it, because I had to repeat a lot of things. It was, you had to have all the training that added up to it had to be with, less than 5 years old. Yeah. And so a lot of my stuff was older than that.
Can you top that, Randy?
No. Not his credentials by any means, not even close. Industry wise, I a million years ago, I was an electrician by trade. So growing up, I was growing up in northern Vermont. We didn't grow up with a family with a lot of money, just family that worked hard. And so in typical Northern Vermonter fashion, if something broke, we fixed it. Or you brought one of your friends in to show you how to fix it. And that's how I grew up. And so with that mentality, I became a welder, and a fabricator and an electrician. And we Chris and I talked about it one time sitting at a bar. I met Gary Shepard, the owner of Pete's RV, and him and I became very close. I did some work I used to be the electrician, the house electrician at the local bar, a lot of local businesses in the area. And I did some work for Terry, and he offered me a job working on these custom RVs that he was building for motocross racing teams. And that's how I got my foot wet in the industry. And when that faded away gracefully, I became an RV tech, and with a never quit attitude, I worked my way up through the ranks of Pete's RV, and here we are today. So,
And you're director of orientation, so of all 9 dealerships, right?
currently 8 dealerships, and currently I am director of orientation. So I am heavily involved with the training of the orientation staff, who are the people that deliver the campers. I also train salespeople on product knowledge, and I work with all the service individuals on training that way. I am one of the directors of the dealer group on the fixed ops side, so I am heavily involved with all aspects of service and orientation and parts for the dealer group.
So when you look, you had your meetings and then you decided to launch it. If you're a consumer out there, why should a consumer join into the podcast and put it into their list of things to do? You're going to do it every couple of weeks right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what do you want to assume there's a consumer? I can't believe there's people out there that don't know both of you and at least one of you. But what would you like them to know about Talkin RVs?
Well, Talkin RVs, again, we kind of modeled this after Car Talk on NPR. And so we want to have some fun with it. And we've got 2 episodes in the can already that are out there people can listen to. And we're going to add one every 2 weeks at this point. We'll probably step it up at some point. But here's the kind of idea behind it. We want something to be kind of entertaining and fun. We're going to be real loose about it and just, kind of shoot off the cuff to some extent. But we want people to ask questions. And it can be about anything RVing, right? So it's, sure, we're both on the tech side of the industry. But I was a full-timer for 10 years. I've been RVing since I was 3 years old. So I have some background in RVing and still do it to this day. And so we want it to be entertaining. We might tell a few jokes here and there, kind of your dad jokes, man crashes his Sprinter motorhome into a tree and find out how the Mercedes Benz, that kind of thing. But the other thing is we want to give you really good information, give you some resources, and we're available. So if you go to talkinrvs.com, that's TALKIN RVS. We have a system there. It's called SpeakPipe. Okay. And so what SpeakPipe is, it's a way of asking a verbal question for our radio show. And so it's a lot of fun. A business guy that I listen to on a regular basis, his podcast, he uses SpeakPipe. That's how I found out about it. But if you don't want to do that, you can certainly fill out the form there and ask us a question that way. And that's something that we can address on the show. We promise not to insult you too much, but
somebody that wanted to use SpeakPipe, they could do it anytime during the week or day or night, and it's in the queue, and then you guys get a chance to maybe grab a couple together that might seem similar, and even if they miss the show, they can catch the replay, but their question will get out there. That's a great idea.
Sure. So it's a recorded show, because it's a podcast. So we record the show and then it goes up on iHeartRadio. It goes on to
Apple, Spotify.
Apple and Spotify, right? And we may add some other ones here as we go through, but right now that's our main 3. And so it allows you to listen to it while you're on the road. RVers travel. We have, right now people are going down south. The snowbirds are flying their way down there. So, you have
come on down.
From up here, it's 24 hours of driving. So there's lots of time to listen to podcasts like ours, and we'll also put some stuff. We have a Facebook page, and so we're going to put some stuff up there. Randy's been doing a great job with the Facebook page, and there's some great artwork up there. Now, Randy, it was your brother-in-law who's the artist.
Actually, I'm producing all that.
You're doing it all? Oh my
Yeah.
God! You said you knew somebody. You see, you're lying to
I
me,
do.
man.
Well,
See, that's the thing about ZZ Top. He'll lie to you over here. I got to see which side of his beard he's talking out of. But
you got him to admit that the national
but-
unveiling of who the artist is for the Facebook page is Randy Murray.
Yep.
You know?
Yep, and he's going to be starting his own business now, doing artwork for Facebook pages and websites.
I'll give you a call next week, Randy.
all right, sounds good.
But it's just to that point is, he's done this great design where he's just kind of hanging out in the shop or in the barn and working on the RV and BSing and coming up with some great information. We try to share stuff that we've done over the years, and it's just a lot of fun, and so that's what we're looking forward to doing.
Sounds like a lot of fun. You both have all the credibility to bring to the table, and when you can do it and do it with somebody that you like and do it where you can have fun, it's not work. It's part of your repertoire.
I think our dynamic works really well. Chris and I, again, both have been in the industry for a while. We both have our experiences and our stuff. The last show, I think we started talking about new industry news, and somehow we ended up into solar batteries, and then maybe even to towing or something. It was just conversation of two old time RV techs, and I listened to it later on, and I was like, you know what, that hour went by so quickly because we just. Mm-hmm. It kept going, and the dynamic between the two of us is really working. And why when I had the idea that I grabbed a hold of Chris and to see if there was something that he was interested in as well, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun for anybody that enjoys RVing even a little bit. Yep. The hour's gonna go by very quickly. They're gonna learn something. There's no way they can't not learn something, especially if Chris is talking. And I just hope we get good questions, and we want to have fun. And just like Chris says, we kind of designed it about coming on into the old time vintage RV shop and hanging out with us and spending a little bit of time together. And hopefully we can enlighten you or teach you something, right?
It sounds like the only thing missing is the bar.
Right.
I mean, you got everything. You got everything else. We'll put the URLs in the Facebook pages there. We'll do some overlay videos. But our guest tonight, Chris Doherty, Doherty RV Consulting up here in Massachusetts, and Randy Murray, Director of Orientation at Pete's RV. And Chris is also the RV PhD, and Randy's got 1,000,001 views on his YouTube. So they're Absolutely. Out there, but I want you to tune in to Talkin RVs. These guys are going to be eminently successful at it. Guys, I wish you the best of luck, and I'll get onto it so that I can get caught up on your two issues, your two episodes.
Thank you, Bob.
Sounds good. Thank you, Bob, for having us. Really appreciate it.
All right. Absolutely. Thanks for coming on, guys. Talk to you later.